So I've tried to avoid this for the last 24 hours, but apparently I don't even get to go on a walk, go to the gym, nothing. I have to finish this. Have I mentioned how much real estate was so much easier and so beneficial for my sanity sometimes? And that kind of shit. Because if you understand alchemy, I can see now why they had me purge the first video, because it was emotions that were built up that I was not aware of. And then you transmute it and you're able to see a higher perspective of it and shit. Well, in doing that, I can see exactly why they did not let me send it. Because as soon as I transmuted it, I could see another perspective of all of it. Then I now get to add these onto the end of it to then send to you for your own personal shit show. For your comic relief at my expense. That's exactly what that is. Because when I know better, I do better. And apparently I don't just get to hide the fact that I know better now and be like, okay, got it. Don't have to explain any of it to daddy, all of the above, just apparently that is not an option for me. So, fun for you. Fucking bullshit. I swear. So, apparently I'm stalling. A few realizations that I had were I can see exactly why, because I couldn't really understand. I understand my word is my bond and all of that shit, to puke at you and that kind of crap, but I see now it was more or less the fact, me keeping my word, yes, I think to be able to prove to you that I would, but also being able to show you love, caring, connection, all of that kind of shit without you even reciprocating back, because that's just who I am. Kind of like when you said, why the fuck did you buy me a birthday present? Because that's just who I am. It doesn't matter. Well, let me take that back. It didn't matter. In this whole aha moment, I have to adjust a few of my thinkings and how I think, but it never mattered to me before, ever. I guess what I was getting in return, if I saw somebody in need that needed love, or that I saw something that reminded me of them, because one of my love languages is, well, it's time and attention, but then also being able to surprise them with special things, whether it's cooking them a meal or something that made me think of them, it doesn't matter. It's giving, I guess. So I can see now, knowing the pieces that I know of all the things, why over this last year I was meant to kind of show you who I was without holding you to shit. Because if I know what I know and trust my intuition, then in the beginning I knew how these twin flame journey connections, all of those kind of shit work. Even with killer, it's a year of frequency adjustments and shit. But I think I explained it to you at one point in time. When somebody's leveling up, people feel a disconnect, the other people, whoever you're leveling up from. And that's actually what happened with my husband and why I was scared to grow with him, because when you level up, you usually lose people in your life. And not necessarily like lose them, it's just you don't have the same connection, all of that. And I can see now why that would have been a huge thing for you. It's been a huge thing for people in my life, my whole life. Because as I've been going like light speed kind of thing through, like, it's like a video game. Say we're on level 12 right now. I've already beat the bad guy and I just have to get the like 2 hidden secret weapon pots of gold, blah, 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 to finish the game. If each time I was leveling up and I hadn't told you what was going on or explained shit, you would have taken it personal and thinking I was detaching, and it would have triggered lots of stuff in you, and it would have triggered lots of stuff in me as well. So literally, I know that we were separated for a reason. Meaning, it has nothing to do with you. It had everything to do with me being able to level up and get on a balanced, out of like not leveling up another level where then it feels like I'm disconnecting again from people. Yeah, if that makes any sense. But I had to see some painful shit, I guess. Not I guess. I know. So the bad guy, you know, in level 12 of the game that apparently I was avoiding. I was going around searching for everything else I can collect on level 12 other than fighting the big bad monster. Because the big bad monster that I knew was a part of like healing I had to do, but I thought I was doing it. But apparently I lied to myself. And that is why I get to do this shit show right here and not avoid it. Because if I know what I know and trust my intuition, which means for me to trust myself means I have to fully embrace all the pieces. And if I don't trust myself, then the mirror of that is other people can't trust my intuition either because I don't trust myself. See how that shit show works? So I've been doing really good at like asking what the mirror is of something, that if I want something or I'm looking for something or I'm needing something, then what is the mirror of that for me to have to do to receive it? Because you attract in what the mirror is, what your energy level, frequency, expectations, like all of that is what you attract in. So if I know what I know, that means maybe from the beginning of time, I had felt judged and abandoned and had this kind of feisty rebel streak, temper tantrum side maybe, that would fight sometimes over the wrong things. Instead of keeping my fight and my rebel in the right things, like things that wouldn't hurt me or hurt others and stuff like that. Because sometimes it's kind of like a rebel teenager. I get in this focus, and usually it's not usually personal just for me, it's usually on a bigger scale of helping people, but I get in this focus of it sounds really bad when I was just gonna say I want what I want and I want it now. Almost like Veruca in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I see that now. I see that. And that's never what I meant. Like, those weren't my intentions, and I know that, but I can see how my actions were actually vibing at a different level and frequency and shit. So, in a sense, when I leveled up, I was able to see that I was kind of like, we lie to ourselves and create our own reality. And so, when you know better, you do better. So I got to see that knowing what I know and like devil energy being like a snake is how they explain it. So if you imagine like an egg, that's what I always like see it as, is like an egg that has all your dreams, wishes, hopes, everything in it. And then you have a snake like going around it if you have devil energy that is literally trying to compress it, and it makes it confusing. It, instead of being like an arrow and knowing where you're going and everything, you'll second guess yourself, you'll lose confidence in things, you will underestimate things, you won't do something based on your heart and a belief. You procrastinate. You find excuses for things and that kind of shit that in turn like hurts you because you're not doing what you really want and achieving your dreams and goals, but also causes you to have stress, anxiety, lose sleep at night, push people away, that kind of shit. So, if I know that the snake is around the egg, that means, and I knew that like having a smoke causes the devil energy to attack the egg, attack my brain, attack anything around me, all of that. And if I knew I was an infection, I had to realize and see that my selfishness and self-sabotage literally, also wise spirit, you know, like has kept me locked down and all of that shit. Because with the devil energy in me, I'm like an evil infection. I got to see like, think back in time of like bubonic plague and shit, where like, you know, diseases just came out of nowhere. Yep, that's because there's others, not like me, but like, so if we call it a fairy, because it's like magical people, fairy-ish. Fairies, I always just see like a fairy with their wings that like flutter around in your brain, and it can be good and positive and like magical and loving, or that flutter can create the chaos. Yep. So I can see where my stubborn ass and everything else and trying to get every other piece on level 12 other than actually dealing with the big monster in the room that I needed to deal with caused me to hurt other people, caused me to hurt you, probably, even if you haven't told me, but putting you in your head in places that you didn't need to because I wasn't willing to admit or see at the time, but I do now. Seeing that literally we were never meant to meet until no matter what, I wasn't toxic anymore because you're important for the world. And I know that. And I also know that I was meant to puke shit at you because I always have a witness, is one thing I've learned. I've always have a witness somehow, shape, or form. And it's always someone that's a piece or a part, so that it's triggering whatever I'm dealing with, is triggering the mirror in them. So that it's like healing both sides of the coin. So I can see where you were the only man strong enough in the world, pretty much, that could have got my puking any of it. I am very sorry though if it hurt you in any way and caused any kind of pain, because that's never what I wanted, ever. I can see where I sabotaged and freaked out in the beginning with you. I remember, well, I had to see it all over again this weekend, but on your birthday last year, when you didn't come down, I don't know why all of a sudden I feel like I'm gonna cry. It took all of the good, magical that I saw in you and potential and my heart. And it's like it smashed it. Smashed it. And I know that that was the journey and meant to happen now, but I can see where instantly after that, I tried to push you away. I can see where I reverted back and went back to douche canoe number 1 for him to just hurt me again. And that only lasted like a week kind of thing, but it was like a numbing to feel something, because I felt something and then it like burned up. And so then again, I tell myself my intuition's off, this and that, blah, 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 question myself, all that shit. But I can see where that probably hurt you in the beginning and makes you fear of me doing that again. And because it triggered, again, the mirror triggers the other side of it. So you not coming for your birthday triggered my abandonment, my judgment, my all the things. But then I know it probably triggered yours just as much, because then you probably felt me pulling away, me shutting down, me sabotaging, me doing all of the shit that I know I did in the beginning. After it was amazing and I had hope, it was like a knife to the chest, I guess. I tried to tell myself it was COVID. I tried to tell myself all sorts of other things of why, and I know now why it wasn't meant to, like, we were meant to heal lots of shit, but I can see where that would have hurt you. So I'm sorry about that. But I can see, so much shit. I was trying to almost ignore certain things when I was in the hot tub. And all of a sudden my headphones stopped playing music. And my neighbor, they were having a party, I guess. And one, I got confirmation of like the weird neighbor watching me in the hot tub. That was confirmed because I could hear him talking to the girl said he was across the fence shit, and I laughed. Then I got to hear a girl that they were standing out there to try and help because they were having a party. And she's saying all the things that I know happen when I'm a bad infection. She was crying. Her friend was telling her to stop telling her those things. Saying all sorts of shit, that she wasn't good enough and all these things. And no one loves her and all sorts of shit. And it broke my fucking heart. Broke my fucking heart. Because if I believe what I believe and my purpose, which FYI has taken me all year of like vomiting internally and denying, and it's actually taken me a lot longer than a year. It's actually taken me probably about 8 years, for being honest, since my Egyptian saved me. It's just gotten a little bit more clear and precise with details and shit. But I can see how me even sending you the videos is actually me speaking it out loud. Because if I'm not speaking it out loud, again, no witness, which then doesn't alchemize it for manifestation, but it always stays a fantasy in my head, and I don't have to take action steps for the next pieces of having it show up, I guess. So it's when I'm saying stuff to you that is like mind-blowing shit, that know that me telling you, it might seem like I'm not shitting myself, but that is an illusion. That is an illusion. There's a reason why I hadn't battled the beast and shit. It is an illusion because I am fucking terrified. I'm fucking terrified. I am at this point where I am ready to like jump off Mount Everest in a trust fall of like, yep, I know God loves me, the universe loves me, whatever loves me, whatever the higher power of shit is, and they'll catch me. I don't need a parachute. Yep, that's about where I feel like I'm at. Yep. Makes me want to like dry heave and like vomit in the back of my throat a little. So don't ever think that I am not in a mind fucked, are you fucking shitting me? Why me? All of that shit. I might have it come across like it's not like that, but apparently that is a thing that I can do. A gift, I guess. Cause, oh no, it's a, hard pill to swallow. Definitely one that I don't know how I'll ever explain or how I'm supposed to explain or any of that shit. But for some way, shape, or form, I can explain it to you. And I think that was meant to almost be like a gift for me to not just keep the crazy in my head of what was happening and what I was feeling and knowing and seeing and having happen and shit. That. Because I couldn't even imagine what steps to take, any of it, if I didn't have like, I guess you, to have the videos even that I send you, like for me to be able to rewatch, learn from, see, purge, like all the shit to be able to like level up. Otherwise I would stay in an illusion and not be able to see a higher perspective. So in a sense, you're a gift. You're a gift in many ways, but you're a gift. But I can also see now, when we know better, we do better, right? My word was my bond, and I was supposed to puke and purge all of that shit out to you, yes. But now, I know that if I want to trust, if I want other people to trust me, I have to trust myself and jump off Mount Everest. If I want other people to respect me, because people don't have to like me, but they have to fucking respect me, period. That's a mandatory requirement. I don't care if they see my point of view. I don't care about any of that. Nope. I don't care if people like me, but they have to fucking respect me, which means I have to respect myself. So even with my word being my bond and all of that, I know now that this is my last puking video at you. Because to respect myself means I am not sending love and energy anywhere that it isn't reciprocated back to me. I'm not sending love and energy and all of that to anything or any person that isn't willing to fight for me and respect me and all of that shit. Otherwise, I'm telling the universe, the mirror of that I want people that disrespect me, aren't reciprocated. Shut up, Blue. Hey, stop it. I'm gonna kill some bitches. And I can see that mirror now. Because I know I was meant to have you all year to puke shit at. But for me to respect myself and for me to respect you and for me to trust in like divine intervention, divine timing, all of that, what's meant to be, that kind of shit. I don't want to have to ask anyone to show up for me. I don't want to have to feel like I convinced, begged, pleaded. I don't want any of that. I want someone who wants to show up. I want someone who wants to make me smile. I want someone who wants to fuck my brains out. Yep. And allow me to rage fuck them. But I am not willing to sacrifice my sanity, my purpose, all of that for someone who's not. Because I can see now that literally is part of my abandonment over lifetimes of shit, is going back to try and help people that aren't raising their hand, that aren't willing to show the fuck up for themselves or me. That is the cause of knowing that they will not be able to. Like, they'll abandon because they can't do that for themselves. So once I know that and I level off, then I'm only associating and dealing with people that are raising their hands and giving me energy that I'm able to give back to them, and love and that kind of shit. And that's what it attracts in, because I'm loving myself. So I know nothing that I've ever said to you about how I feel about you and the potential I see in you has changed. Won't change. What has changed is how I show up for myself and what I expect in return. And that is respect, self-love, somebody willing to show up for their dreams, goals, what they believe in, their passions, just like I would for them, so that it's reciprocal. But that's also me respecting you too, because over this last year of like puking shit at you, there were so many times that I didn't want to send them because it felt not more disrespectful to you, I guess, because it was yet help me level up and this and that, but it felt disrespectful to you and why I wouldn't want to send it. Because if you wanted somebody in your space talking to you, you would respond or reach out. So it felt like an invasion, I guess. So, and I don't like invasions in my world, so I know that you haven't probably liked them either. So, in respecting myself and this and that, blah, 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 I hope one day I get to rage fuck you. Yep. But I know that I only want any of that because it wouldn't mean anything to me if it wasn't reciprocal. If it wasn't something on both sides. I don't want one-sided anything anymore. I don't want anything that I have to question. Nothing like that. Because I believe actions speak louder than words. I don't need words because actions and showing the fuck up and showing where someone's heart is with their intentions, that shows me way more than somebody speaking for an hour at me, you know? Other than me, I get to like puke at you because, yep, that's what happens. So just know that I'm gonna go find the last 2 pieces on level 12. Yep, I'm gonna do me, have an amazing fucking summer. I'm excited for amazing fucking summer because it's like I get to finally come out of the cocoon. I feel like I've been hidden and all of that for a reason, and I see that now. I can't beat myself up for it because I was trying to beat myself up for it. Like, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? And I had to learn that all of it in divine timing and go with the flow, because anytime I'm pushing something, that it's like they throw the roadblock in, because I have to be able to manifest and like know it's here and this and that and take some action steps, but it's going with the flow, which means I can't get mad at myself if that day all I want to do is work in the yard, or I'm exhausted, or today felt like cleaning, or whatever it is. I don't get to go 100 miles an hour on projects like I used to. It's a full balance system shit that I have to do now, which is, again, real estate was a lot fucking easier, but my sanity and everything else is a lot better. So I'm grateful for that. Yep. So hopefully you enjoyed my like ranting video at the beginning that apparently I wasn't allowed to send you until I have a full circle moment to like, you know, see you now. So, yeah. And I can see how killer kind of protects you in a lot of things, because I could have got just fucking angry at technology and fought it and kept going and trying to push it and this and that and blah, blah, blah. No, I surrendered it to have it bitch slap me in a big, big way. That was probably the biggest, most emotional weekend of ahas and realizations, on top of having like seeing and feeling the pain. Like even knowing that my sister, who had blood clots go to her brain on New Year's, I'm an infection that causes people's shadow to rise up. And if I'm in devil energy, that causes them to go into the bad side. So all of her shit coming up, and my dad and my brother, like my whole family had blood clot issues in the last 3 months. And I can see, not knowing, that I was even causing and inflicting pain on people that I loved. So I'm going to change that. Yep. Anyways, why do I have to love so big and so hard on like massive fucking levels? Why? Sometimes I just wish I could be normal. Okay, so maybe not, because I would be totally bored. But it just really sucked to see. Me even trying to help them was never going to help them until I helped myself. Yep. Karmic bitch slaps are great. But maybe I can go to the gym now and go on a walk. That might be great. Yep. Because I don't hear in my head, go do your daddy video. Go do your daddy video. Did you do your daddy video yet? Did you do any of your shit? Nope. Hi, Ziggy. Smile, daddy. Oh, and your naughty video, the one I was allowed to send. Yeah, you can see now. I can go full extremes in like a 5 minute, not 5 minutes. Okay, more like an hour, but I can want to rage fuck you and punch you, but at the same time want to fuck your brains out and have sex breaks and all of that shit to then come full circle and say I was totally wrong and none of it was any of your fault and I'm sorry for blaming any of that on you and I am a big shithead and a stubborn pain in the ass. And hopefully we can chat and see each other one day soon. But that's on you and that's your choice. Because I respect you enough to give you space, knowing that I'm gonna go do me and worry about me. So, love your guts, daddy. Smile.